Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal and welcome to the January transfer show. Now, obviously, I am still gutted after that City defeat. Should never really have been a defeat, but obviously, we lost. They got the 3 points. We didn't get any. We have to quickly move on from that, whether we like it or not. And second of all, we're here to talk about the transfer window. The transfer window officially opened today. Yes, it's a happy new year, but it's also a transfer window for us football fans, for us Arsenal fans. We look at the January transfer window. New year, yes, but you definitely do look at the January transfer window as well. How many players will Arsenal sign in this transfer window? That is the question we are asking today. So, question for you is how many players should we sign in this January transfer window? You can sign as many as you want. You can sign 20 if you want. You can sign one if you want. You can sign 9 if you want. It just depends on what you want. So, how many players do you think we need? Obviously, as of now, at the time of recording, we are currently in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. We could still be there by the end of the month. The FA Cup is getting started. The top four race is heating up because, as you've seen today, West Ham have won, Tottenham have won, and if United win on Monday against Wolves, then it's definitely going to be a hard task. But we have to try and win most of our games. If you're going to get the top four, we have to try and win most of our games. The top four battle is heating up. We are in the cup competitions. We should try and get at least a cup this season. So definitely we need players. Also, the reason why we need players is the players who are heading to the African Cup of Nations. We won't have El Neni for a month. We won't have Pepe for a month. We won't have Aubameyang for a month, maybe even more if he's not in favor anymore. And we definitely won't have Thomas Partey for a month as well. So the problem with all those players, make sure to hit the like button as well. If you're just joining on YouTube and Facebook, the problem with that as well is the players that are heading to the African Cup of Nations for us, all their teams are pretty good. So you can't really expect them to get eliminated in the first round and be back with us after 2 weeks because Partey with Ghana, expect them to reach far. Pepe with Ivory Coast, they should really at least reach the quarterfinals somewhere there. Aubameyang with Gabon, maybe they could be eliminated, but as you know, Aubameyang isn't really in favor right now. So even if he comes back, really get straight to the team, I don't think so. And El Neni's Egypt, obviously with Salah, they are one of the favorites to win the competition. So I wouldn't be surprised if all those teams got into quarterfinals, semi-finals. So we'll be short in numbers. We'll definitely be short in numbers. We have to get some players this January. Over the years, January has never really been a transfer window where we sign players. Not only for us, it's been like that for most teams. It's never been a transfer window where teams look at it like, here we need to sign a lot of players. Like, for how many January signings can you remember? I can remember obviously Kim Karlstrom. I think that was in 2014. I can remember Aubameyang in 2018, Mkhitaryan in 2018. Not many. We don't really sign a lot of players in January. I think was it Cedric? I think we also got Cedric in January or something. We never signed many players in the January transfer window, but this time with the players leaving for AFCON, with COVID catching anyone and being short of players, with us trying to win a cup, with us trying to finish in the top four, we have to get a few players. So first of all, I've put a poll in the chat asking how many players you guys think we should sign. Make sure to vote. Is it one? If you're watching on Facebook, comment how many players you think we should sign. Is it one? Is it two? Is it three? If more than that, let me know how many players you want Arsenal to sign this January transfer window. We've been linked to a few players like this one from Juventus. Kulusevski is a winger. We've been linked to Vlahovic, obviously, is a striker. So how many players do you want Arsenal to sign? Let's take a look first at our team from today's game against Manchester City. So this team from Manchester City, how many players will leave? So Partey is leaving for the African Cup of Nations. Pepe on the bench is leaving. El Neni is leaving, and obviously Aubameyang won't be there. So we'll be really short in terms of numbers. Let's say you bring in Patino for El Neni on the bench, and then maybe Pablo Mari is fit. Maybe bring him in for someone like a Pepe. We'll still be short of numbers because if let's say the FA Cup game, we're playing Liverpool on Thursday in the Carabao Cup, and the following Thursday as well, we'll also be playing against Tottenham in the league. Will also be playing against Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. So we have to get some signings done. all those competitions. Can Lacazette really play in every single one of those games? I don't think so. So it's going to be interesting to see how many players we sign. But from that, we'll definitely be short in terms of numbers. We can't really depend on Lacazette and Martinelli to play in every single game. That would be very, very risky. So for me, I would say we need 2 signings at least. We definitely do need at least 2 signings. The players, who should we sign is the problem. I'll talk about that tomorrow in another video tomorrow. But right now, we're trying to figure out how many we should be signing. Personally, for me, I'd say 2. Which positions should you be getting players in? First is defensive midfielder. We have to get someone in that position. Niles has been linked to the move away. Thomas Partey is going to AFCON. Semi Del Neni. Can you really depend on Xhaka throughout? You could say from today, could easily get a red card and we lose him for 2 or 3 matches. We'll not be having you on that. Lokonga as well hasn't really played the last 1 month. So we definitely need someone in midfield. And the other position I definitely do think we need someone is a striking position. So if you're to ask me the minimum number of players we need, I'd say 2, a striker and a defensive midfielder, just to get some numbers. So many competitions coming up. We need someone to help Lacazette. We need someone to help the likes of Xhaka in midfield, because you never know when a player gets injured. So obviously still gutted from the Manchester City game, still absolutely gutted, but we have to move on. I was very happy with that performance. Looking at that performance, you'd probably even say we don't need any players. You can easily say we don't need any players at all. Looking at that January transfer, looking at that Manchester City game, you would say we don't need anyone in this January transfer window, but we definitely do need them. Players could get injured. Players are going, and if let's say we were 9th right now, and we're already out of the Carabao Cup, then you can say maybe 1 player. But since we're in all those competitions, in a semi-final, the FA Cup, our favorite competition, is about to start as well. We definitely need to get serious. So for me, I'd get 2 players, but it's going to be interesting. We can't really judge the signings from Edu and Arteta and how long they wait, because last time out, Ramsdale, brilliant signing. Ben White, great signing. Tomiyasu, amazing signing. Lokonga, good signing. Tavares, good signings. Odegaard, great signing. So all those players have really worked for us so far. I mean, if it wasn't for Ben White, you wouldn't have kept, I think, like 10 clean sheets so far. Same with Ramsdale. If it wasn't for Odegaard, he's scored a few goals. He's assisted a few goals. Lokonga, at the beginning of the season, he was covering in the midfield position because we literally didn't have anyone. Tavares, Tierney got injured. We needed Tavares. So everyone has played their part. Everyone has definitely played their part. Not to mention, Ben White played at right back as well against the last team we played. Ben White played at right back. I think it was Norwich. So all these players have been superb. All these players have worked so hard, and all of them have been great. So let's wait and see what Edu does, what Josh Kroenke does, what Edu does as well with Arteta. Hi, Matthew says 2, a defensive midfielder and a striker. A defensive midfielder because I don't really trust Xhaka at all now that Partey is left for AFCON. And can you just say, how good was Thomas Partey today? How good was Thomas Partey in that game? Literally, he had to perform like that just a few days before going. Literally his last game, and then he performs like that so that he makes sure that we are actually going to miss him for 2 or 3 games. And it's the wrong time, man. It's when you're facing Liverpool twice. It's when you're facing Tottenham, the most crucial games in our season, and that's when he's leaving. But all the best to him at Ghana. But I do agree on Xhaka. Xhaka was I gave him a 6 in the player ratings, but to be honest, he did make a few errors, especially the penalty. I don't know if it was a penalty or not, but you give the referee an opportunity to make a decision, and that's what Xhaka always does. I saw him getting involved in so many altercations because he could easily have gotten a red card. So that is not what we want to see from Xhaka. That is definitely not what we want to see. We want to see a committed player, a player who understands that position, a player who can tackle, a player who can contribute stuff from midfield, a player who's going to play all the games, not get red cards and booked every single game. No. So for me, defensive midfielder is a must. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. Try and figure out which players we should try and target. How many loan players will we get? Will we be making signings on getting players on loan? That's what we need to know. Personally, I think we could sign 1 player and get 1 player on loan, because as I said, our January transfer windows have never really been that great. Yes, Aubameyang was good. Mkhitaryan, not really good. Kim Kallstrom, not really good. I think we got Denis Suarez in January, not good. Cedric, we got him in January, has not really played that many games. So for me, two players. Two players is enough, just like Matthew said. Two players would be enough. I don't think we need any more players than that. If we get more players, I am not going to complain for sure. Teams like, let's say, I know teams want to be busy, but United might get maybe one player. Tottenham might get maybe one player. Teams like Liverpool might not get any players. Same with Man City might not get any players. But the position where we are right now, we definitely do need to get more than two players. So we won't have players. So again, let's take a look at this lineup that we fielded today. Let's take a look at this lineup we fielded today. So if you take out, if you take out El Neni, take out Partey, take out Pepe, and take out Aubameyang, who's not there, you'll be left with it's going to be very short in numbers. We need two players in every position. So Leno for Ramsdale, Tavares for Tierney, okay, Pablo Mari if he comes back for Gabriel, Holding for White, Cedric for Tomiyasu. The back is okay. But midfield, Lokonga for Xhaka, and then who for, not Lokonga for Xhaka, Lokonga for Partey, and then let's say on the bench, Pepe and then who comes for them on the bench? Patino and who else? That's the problem. We'll still be short in terms of numbers. So looking at that squad, we are going to miss a lot of players. If one of those players gets an injury, let's say Martinelli or Lacazette, then you're very short in numbers. You won't have anyone to play. Nketiah is there. Nketiah is still there. I don't think he's going to go. I think he's still going to be. I think he tested positive. That's why he wasn't there today. But apart from that, the others are basically youngsters. The others are basically youngsters. We cannot depend on that because these games that are coming up are very, very hard. Yes, against Nottingham Forest, you could play Patino, you could start Nketiah, you could still win. But Liverpool twice, Tottenham, Wolves after that, so many hard fixtures with the top four. We need to get the top four and we need to at least win the next few games because Tottenham won today, West Ham won today. If Man United win on Monday, then all of them have closed the gap on us because we've lost our game and all of them would have won theirs. So it's not the best position to be in. Listen, it's the best position to be in fourth, but Tottenham have 2 games in hand and they're only 1 point behind us. United, if they win, I think they'll be 1 point behind us or something. So it's hard. It's very hard. West Ham, I think we've played the same games and they're now 1 point behind us. So we are in a position where we need to start winning games. And with the players that we have, let's try and make a predicted lineup. Let's say against Liverpool, we started with our first team, the same team we started with today. Then on Sunday against Nottingham Forest, Pepe is supposed to come in for Saka, he won't be there. So let's say you bring in Smith Rowe in that position. You bring in Partey for Patino, you bring in Lokonga for Xhaka. Who do you bring in for Odegaard? Let's say Nketiah. Balogun is also there, but it's still not enough. It's definitely still not enough. We need more players than that. So what I will do tomorrow, I'll schedule a video right now early on. We'll come tomorrow and talk about which players we've been linked to. There's so many, obviously, but which ones we definitely need to try and get. As I said, the 2-3 players that have been talked to about most, one of them is this guy, Kulusevski of Juventus. Is a winger, number 44, and Vlahovic of Fiorentina is a striker. We definitely do with a striker right now. A striker will definitely help us. Lacazette cannot play every single game, especially not 3 different competitions, 4 games in like 1 week. That is pretty hard. So for me, I will sign 2 players. Let me know in the comment section, how many players would you want Arsenal to sign in this transfer window? How many players would be enough for you? Is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it more than that? January is usually a tough time to sign players. But with everything going around, we have to try. We do not have the same squad as the likes of Man United. For them, if Sancho picks up, Ronaldo picks up, they could easily win 6-7 games in a row. Tottenham with Conte, they're starting to do well. So far, 40% have voted for at least 1 player, 40% have voted for at least 3 players, and 20% for at least 2 players. But we'll keep this conversation going tomorrow. As of now, I really appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to comment down below which players you want us to sign. Thank you for watching. Keep staying safe, and I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow.